Yeah, that was great, actually.
Welcome back to my channel, to the D in Depth YouTube channel. Hello. So as you may notice, my hair is a little bit shorter than what it was in my last video. So if you want to hear about my first and last DevaCut haircut experience, then keep on watching. I also styled my hair in this video using some of my favorite product combinations at the moment. So stay tuned for all of that. Let's get into it. So something to note is that this is my own personal experience with my haircut. So it's gonna be different for everyone. So this is my own personal experience, and you should definitely do your homework no matter what salon you're going to. You should look into your stylist, you should look into the salon in general, and really just do your homework, because at the end of the day, it's your hair, and if you're like me, then it's really important to you. So I would definitely do all of your homework before setting up that appointment. The last time I had gotten a haircut before this DevaCut that I got was about 3 years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, and I went to be a hair model, which also was a very interesting experience, and it was my first like real haircut. I wanted something that resembled a DevaCut, but since I didn't know about DevaCuts at that time and they weren't as popular as they are now, I kind of went in with a general idea of what I wanted, and I showed the girl pictures, and she ended up giving me something that wasn't really what I was going for, but it was a short cut, like a shorter cut than what I was used to, because my hair was to my butt, which it was before this last haircut as well. And she gave me a lot of layers, and it was really cute, and it was really bouncy, and she styled it really well. So I don't know, I kind of went into getting my DevaCut with a lot of, I guess, high expectations. So just something to note as I begin telling my story. I'm gonna need a sip of wine before I get into it. Alright, I'm gonna be styling my hair today with a little bit of a newer approach. I've been watching a lot of mains by Mell, who I just discovered recently. She's awesome. I'm definitely gonna link her in the description below so you guys can check her out. But she does something that I never really thought to do, which is sectioning your hair in vertical sections the long way, as opposed to small little, I usually do little chunks, and I don't really ever do thin vertical sections. So I'm gonna try this out for the first time today, and I'm gonna use some products that I've really been liking, and they're very affordable products too, which is nice. So I'm gonna just start breaking my hair off into thinner vertical sections, and I thoroughly cleansed and deep conditioned my hair to start off. So I'm gonna start by pulling this section, and the first product I'm gonna use, which I've used a ton already and I'm really loving, is the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk 3-in-1 conditioner. It's a leave-in, rinse out, or co-wash. I really love this product. It's lightweight. It's only $7.99 at Target, which is amazing for a product that's free of all the nasty stuff. So this is a curly girl friendly product. So I really like this. It's nice and lightweight. I'm gonna add my leave-in, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my leave-in first, and then I'm going to put the Mielle Moisture RX hair butter. So it looks like this is the Mielle Organics brand, which I really love. I've been into this brand for a while, and this one is only $6.99 at Target. So I'm gonna layer these two products, leave-in first, then the hair butter, and I'm gonna use my Denman brush, and I'm gonna be brushing away from the scalp. Also, I've seen Mains by Mell use this technique where she goes up and away to create more volume. So we'll see, we'll test this out today and see if it works for our hair. So let's get into the story. What I did was, I was really wanting a haircut. My hair was really long, as you guys saw in my last YouTube video. So I really wanted to get a DevaCut. I had never gotten a DevaCut before, and obviously they're very hyped up in the curly hair community. I've never used DevaCurl products really. I tried them once, like I literally got trial sizes as a gift, and I tried out the products and I thought the results were okay, but it wasn't anything significantly different than what I've seen with more affordable like drugstore type products, or you know, I used a lot of the Main Choice and Mielle Organics at that time, and I felt like it was pretty much the same result for more money, and I'm all about saving the coin. I went and started looking into a DevaCurl stylist. I knew I wanted to go to the specific Devachan Salon here in New York. I've always saw really good results from people that have went there. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna try it. So I looked into this, I looked into all their stylists, and they have their stylists up on their site where you can go and look at their Instagrams and see, you know, their clients and, you know, the haircuts that they do. So I started looking into the stylist at this particular salon. There was this one guy that I was really loving his result photos, and it looked a lot like what I wanted. So if you have curly hair, I know something that we all want is just volume for the most part. So a lot of layers, just round, bouncy, and at the same time I kind of wanted these, just a little bit of bang, just a little bit of curly bang, which I've never had. So I was looking for someone that was going to give me hopefully that result, because obviously I wanted to do my homework. So I found this one guy and I felt like he was the one. Like, I saw his stuff, I was like, wow, like this is the guy that I want to do my hair. So what I did was I ended up booking this guy, and at the time, this was pre-COVID pandemic, I was working a lot. I work, you know, 42 hours a week, and I'm always very busy, so I made sure that I took a day off that I knew I was gonna have off. I set up the appointment. I was really excited. I was like, this guy's really gonna finesse my hair. Like, I'm so excited. So they have these like cool calendars set up where it shows the days that the stylists are available. So I picked a day, everything's peachy. I got a confirmation email saying, yay, like, you know, your DevaCut has been scheduled with this and this stylist. Perfect, beautiful. So fast forward, I probably scheduled my haircut maybe like a few weeks in advance, like 2 to 3 weeks in advance. So the day comes for me to get my haircut. I'm really excited. I even, my girlfriend and I decided to vlog it, and then we finally get to the salon, and, you know, I go to the girl at the front desk. I'm like, hey, like, I'm here for my haircut with, you know, this person, and right away, the girl goes and tells me, oh, he's not here today. When I tell you, my heart sank. I was so upset. She was kind of confused, and I was like, you know, well, I got the confirmation, and she looks into my little profile there, and she's like, oh, well, it shows that someone tried to contact you and that we didn't get a response. So I automatically just start going through my emails trying to, you know, and I put in like Devachan Salon and stuff like that, trying to look for the email. So it turns out that the person that emailed me, it said like her first name. It was like Teresa or something, was like in the subject. So I guess I might have glanced at the email, but I didn't think that it was anything that I had to look out for or anything that was important, because we all get junk email. And I was like, wow, I totally missed this email from the salon that they had sent me like a week before my appointment. Never got a call, and apparently they called me. No voicemail, nothing. Apparently they had tried to reach out to me. Didn't get it. You know, I had been looking forward to my haircut for so long at this point, and I knew it would take a while for me to, you know, reschedule and have it perfect so that my next day off lined up and everything. So the girl tells me I can look into it really quick. So she does her thing, and she comes back and she says, well, this and this person has a slot open right now. She is at the same level, you know, the senior level, as the guy that you originally wanted. She has long hair like you. You know, she really talked the lady up to me, and I was like, you know what, let me just look at her Instagram really quick and, you know, check out her stuff, because I wanted to see what her cuts looked like before I just went and sat in her chair. So I go on the site, I look up the girl, and they have everyone's Instagrams there, so I go and try to look up her Instagram, and I can't find her. So I'm just like... So I asked the girl, I'm like, can you give me her, or like ask her what her Instagram is for me, because I can't find her. And she goes and she says, oh, is it not like, you know, this one or whatever. And I was just like, honestly, at this point, I just really want to get my hair cut. You know, she's an expert. She's a curly hair professional. She works at a Devachan Salon in New York. She has to be good. So I decided to move on from how I was feeling. You know, let her do my hair. It's fine. It's cool. I'm gonna get my hair cut today, and it's gonna be great. So it's actually a pretty cool experience in there. Like, they have you sit in the waiting area, and you know, you can have wine or sparkling, whatever. I think I had like some champagne or something. So for me, that gets me quite comfortable. I sit down with the woman who has like kind of like wavy hair, which is very different from my hair for sure, but you know, she's a professional. She does this every day. So I sit down with her and she's like, okay, like, you know, what are you trying to achieve today? La la la, is this your first time here? And I'm like, yeah, this is my first time here. I really just want a rounded cut. So round volume, you know, I want a lot of layers, and I really want some curly bangs. So I tell her all of this, and she's like, okay, great. And the first thing she kind of tells me is, well,
you kind of have a small forehead.
so I don't know, I just never considered the fact that I might go to get a curly cut and find out that I had the wrong forehead for curly bangs. So, you know, I just kind of sat there and I was like looking at myself, and I'm like a little bit buzzed off my champagne, and I'm like, you know what, maybe my forehead is small. So I was like, you know what, throw the bangs out the window. I'm not gonna do the bangs. She's a professional, you know, I don't want to look crazy. So I was like, you know what, forget about the bangs. As long as I have just like a round, you know, voluminous kind of look, then that's what I want. Like, that's what I'm going for. You know, we started the chopping. I was feeling pretty good about it. Mind you, you go in with your hair dry, already styled. And my hair is, you know, pretty curly. I have like 3A, 3B curls. They're pretty spirally. They have a lot of bounce, you know. They're pretty curly curls. And she starts separating the sections of my hair in order to give me some layers, which is what I wanted. So she starts going to town, cutting, la la la. Everything's cool. And at first it looked like everything that I wanted. You know, I'm on my second glass of champagne and I'm looking at my hair in the mirror as she's cutting, and I'm like, wow. As she's separating my curls and everything, I'm like, wow, this is looking pretty voluminous. I mean, my curls were completely, like, pretty much brushed out at this point. If anyone knows what brushed out curls look like, they typically have volume. I should have considered this. But I looked at it and I was like, wow, this looks like really good so far. So she gets the layers going. I also kind of thought that I still had a lot of length, and thinking back to my haircut that I got before this, I had to cut a lot off in order to have like nice volume, and I kind of wanted to replicate this same volume, the same length, but also my hair was dry and she was pulling it all apart, and I mean, I was like, wow, I guess I don't have to go as short as I had envisioned in order to have volume. So, you know, I let the professional do her thing. She cut away, and before you know it, you're going off to the, like, washing station. There's something else that kind of shocked me. And I get to the washing station, and it's another, like, it's a different person than the stylist. That is not all that weird. Like, I've been to a salon before, I'm not dumb. I know that your stylist doesn't always wash your hair, and sometimes the assistants will wash your hair at a salon. So, the assistant, I got into the chair and she starts washing my hair, and she starts talking to me about buildup and about the products she's about to use, and she was really just like hyping up all the DevaCurl products and telling me about, like, you know, what she's about to use in my hair. Little does she know, I have zero intention of buying any of these products at the end of this. She didn't know that, you know, I didn't really use the products. I mean, she didn't ask. So I kind of just let her do her thing. I let her talk. And after she washes my hair, she starts to put the product into my hair. So she essentially starts to style my hair for the drying process, which I didn't really love the idea of. I figured that the woman that cut my hair and the woman that I spoke to about the results that I wanted would put the products into my hair, because I know that product has a lot to do with how your hair is going to turn out, and also the method in which the product is put into your hair. I mean, I think that she, if I remember correctly, the woman that cut my hair did kind of tell her what she should put in my hair, but again, the method wasn't spoken about. And this lady, this assistant, she was cool, don't get me wrong. She was like down to earth and stuff, and she was young, and you know, I was vibing with her a little bit. She puts all the product in my hair, and then after that we move on to the drying process. So this is where the assistant and the stylist kind of like team up together, and you know, she's like quizzing the assistant on like what she did and stuff. And I don't know if it's just me, but I wish that someone, or maybe I just don't know enough about hair salons, but I wish that someone would have told me that these assistants, I would assume, are kind of like in the learning process, and some of them are probably a little bit newer than others and stuff like that. So, and I'm not gonna front, I did not like the way the assistant's hair looked. It looked very dry, and she even spoke about the fact that she didn't have a lot of volume and stuff, and she told me like kind of not to judge her hair, and I should have saw that as another red flag. So anyway, the stylist starts talking about doing the clipping the root like method, which I was always really excited about, and it was something that I really wanted to try in my, you know, regular hair care routine. So she's like, oh, do you know about clipping the roots? It's supposed to give you more volume in your roots and all this stuff. So I was like, yeah, like I'm excited to see, you know, what the results are gonna look like. So she clips my roots, and then they proceed to take me to this hair dryer, which if you've been to or looked up a DevaCurl salon, it's this big dryer that they put on top of your hair. And this was like another thing that I was like, because on a regular day I diffuse my hair, and anyone that's really into curly hair kind of knows that if you want more volume, then you should be diffusing. And there was literally a diffuser at every single station at the salon. So the fact that they started off putting me underneath this big dryer, I mean, they're the experts, so I kind of just went with the flow just like I did with everything else. This dryer was hot as hell. It was crazy hot. And maybe like 25 minutes in, the stylist runs over, and we honestly really got the feeling that she was just trying to rush the drying process, like she was just trying to move it along. I mean, since I was a walk-in essentially, I feel like we kind of backed up their leaving time or whenever they were supposed to end their shift. So she comes, kind of sneaks up to me, checks on my hair, and she's like, oh, let me just, picks up like an aerosol spray can and sprays my hair with this like hairspray, which I don't use on a regular day styling my hair. But she sprays it onto my hair. She's like, oh, I'm trying to get you guys out of here. Like, I know you're hungry, la la la. And I'm under there for what feels like a really long time. So by the time my hair is dry, no diffusing had been done whatsoever. I hadn't really looked at myself up until this point. Like, I kind of touched my hair and stuff like that, but I couldn't really tell how my hair was gonna come out since I was under a dryer. She takes me out of the dryer, and just like I normally do when I style my hair and it's completely dry, she flips my head over, shakes out my roots, you know, she takes the clips out before that obviously, and shakes my roots out. I'm done. They turn my chair around like I'm in a makeover show, and I was really excited to see what my hair was gonna look like after this haircut and this styling and the DevaCurl, and it's like really exciting, whatever. I look at myself in the mirror and I was just kind of like, wow. I didn't really know how to feel because it wasn't what I had expected to see. But it's the big reveal. I look at my hair and I'm just kind of like, I mean, the haircut is kind of nice, and I didn't really know what to say to the woman, so I'm just kind of like, oh, thank you, you know. Looks good. I mean, my ends looked really healthy, and I was happy about that. I will say, it kind of just felt like a glorified trim. My hair wasn't as curly as it normally is. I would assume due to the way that they styled my hair. I kind of went in looking like a 3A, 3B, and I kind of left looking like a 2C, like my hair was kind of wavy almost. And also just the way that it dried, it was very lackluster, it didn't have much volume, it was not round, which is what I wanted, which is why I went there in the first place. I really wanted to achieve like a nice rounded look. After that, I went and took some photos of my hair, and I'll try to throw up some pictures here of my before and after. So if you can check that out, my before was very curly, very defined, and my after was very wavy-ish, curly, a little bit frizzy, just nothing like what I had expected when I went in for my cut. So I'm gonna finish putting the product in, the rest of the creams, the leave-in and the hair butter, on the rest of my head, and then we're gonna get into the final thoughts of my haircut. Now that my hair is fully styled with my leave-in conditioner and also my hair butter, I brushed it in this new technique where I go in vertical sections all the way around my head, and then towards the crown I kind of worked from the back to the front, and I brushed away from my scalp up in a way, like I said earlier, with that technique that I saw by Mell, to try to achieve more volume. So I did that, and my hair looks pretty moisturized and gorgeous. So the last product that I'm gonna go in with is the Mielle Babasu Brazilian Curly Cocktail Curl Mousse. That's a really long name. But it looks like this, and this product is about $13.99 at Target also. So all of these products, like I said, are fairly on the cheaper side, especially if you're comparing them to DevaCurl prices. So what I'm gonna do is scrunch my mousse in, and this is gonna be my sealing product to seal in all the moisture that I got from my cream products. I overall was just not impressed with the styling methods that they used in my hair. The drying method, it's just not something that I would recommend. I know that there's a lot of other hairstylists that work there, and you could probably have a much better experience just going to different stylists / assistant teams in general. But from my perspective, I just feel like it's really expensive, $150 for the results that I got. I personally feel like I style my hair better with cheaper products than, what I saw them doing at the salon there. Another thing that I really did not like was the fact that the stylist knew that I was probably going to be posting something about it, and when I asked her about her on Instagram, I told her that I couldn't find it when I was initially waiting to, sit down with her. So she originally had an name, she told me, that was _DevaCurl or something like that with her name. And she told me in light of everything that was happening with DevaCurl that she changed her name to something else. And that's why I couldn't find her. So I just thought it was really weird from like a consumer or someone who's coming in for a service for her to tell me that she changed her name because she didn't essentially want to be associated with DevaCurl when that's where she works and continues to work. That really just didn't sit well with me. So I feel like, to me, that kind of seemed like she had validated some of the claims of whatever is going on with DevaCurl right now. Again, I don't use a product, so I can't say. That was my experience, and I didn't like my results so much that I didn't even post anything about my hair or any before and afters of my cut on my Instagram because I really just did not like the way that my hair came out. I am gonna get my hair cut again pretty soon because I still want to achieve what I want, so hopefully I can take you guys on that journey with me, where I go to someone that I've looked into extensively so that I don't make this mistake again. But you know, with haircuts, it's kind of a learning process. This was only my second real haircut that I ever got in my life, so it's definitely something I want to learn from, and hopefully something that you can learn from as well by watching this video. I'm gonna go ahead and diffuse my hair, and I'm gonna come back and you guys can see what the results look like. We can talk about the products a little bit more, and I'll be back with dry hair.
She's getting boozy.
So thank you for listening to my rant about my haircut experience. I'm not the best storyteller, but I figured that I'd help someone who's considering a DevaCut, and I want to do my part and kind of share that experience because I haven't had many haircuts, so I kind of want to kind of spread what I've learned around for people that are probably like me and haven't really had a lot of haircuts. Help you figure it out. If you still want a DevaCut by the end of this video is number 1, stand by what you want. Get those bangs. If you want some bangs, get the bangs. Don't let anyone tell you your forehead's too small or whatever the situation is. If you really want a certain cut, stand by that and, you know, make sure it's clear to the person that's cutting your hair and styling your hair. This is what I want and this is what I expect if I'm spending this amount of coin. Also, number 2, do your homework on the stylist. Like I said in the beginning of the video and throughout, you really want to make sure you have the right stylist for you and that the person that's doing your hair has a track record of doing the types of styles that you want. 3, show lots of photos. I didn't show my hairstylist any photos, and I don't know why I did that, because even when my first really intense haircut, I showed her photos, and I feel like my cut came out a lot closer to what I wanted than it did this time. So definitely do that. Number 4, do not go into Devachan Salon as a walk-in. You want to be able to go to the stylist that you really want, and chances are, if you're like me and you go in and your appointment's screwed up, or if you just try to walk in, you're gonna get someone that doesn't have an appointment, and they probably don't have an appointment for a reason. No shade. Number 5, I would say don't be afraid to speak up and say what it is that you want. I tend to be a little bit shy and timid with people that I don't know, and I feel like I have kind of learned my lesson. If I'm seeing that throughout my appointment that I'm not really getting what I want, I will definitely speak up more in the future and kind of be like, hey,
what's going on?
And lastly, don't take the champagne when they offer you the champagne at the Devachan Salon, because you're gonna get tipsy and then you're gonna be more likely, like me, to just be like, oh, everything's going great, this is so cool, I'm feeling good, this is coming out amazing, and it's not. So those are my final thoughts on the haircut. As far as the hair products that I used, I really like the way that my styling came out this time. Using that new technique, brushing outward and up in vertical sections, I feel like it did help me achieve a little bit more volume than what I usually get. So I'm gonna keep testing that out and see how that goes in the future with different products. My leave-in with the cream on top, I feel like it definitely adds a lot of moisture, which my hair typically needs. And then the curl mousse, the Mielle, I feel like it does add that very lightweight sealing that I need on my curl in order to have a lot of definition. So I would definitely highly recommend all three of these products. They're really cheap, or affordable I should say, and they work really well. So if you liked what you saw today, if you like these results, definitely stay tuned because I have more content coming. And thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, send this to your friends, and thank you.